Okay, so there are several things we're going to be doing for math today. The first one is a warm up using a GeoBoard that we have available online in electronically in the Everyday Math. And then we're going to be filling out this sheet here, this page 44. We're going to be finding the perimeter of different rectangles. We will know the rectangle perimeter, but we're going to find out the long side and the short side. So we've got the sheet here. We're going to be going back and forth between here, this sheet, and between the eToolkit GeoBoard. So you're going to see lesson 8-6, but it doesn't matter. You can always get to the eToolkit from any. So I click on the green eToolkit. We're going to need a GeoBoard. And so I'm not quite sure why I'm not seeing the GeoBoard. I want to see the actual eToolkit. So let me try that one again. eToolkit. And it's probably my toolbox is, oh, there it is, eTools. So we click on GeoBoard. There it is. And we want to have a 10 by 10, 10 pegs by 10 pegs. So we click on 10 peg, we drag up a GeoBoard, and look, there you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 by 10. And let's see, what does the first one want us to do? It wants us to create a rectangle with a perimeter of 12. And looks like it's wants us to create 3 different ones. So let's go back over here, drag up a rubber band, and let's see, let's drag it down to here. That's 3. If I make it like this, then what's the rectangle? Oh, hey, I got it right the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops, I didn't get it right. Okay, so let's move it from there to there. And maybe there. And I'm trying to get a perimeter of 12. So 1, 2, 3. I did the same thing. Let's make it longer. Perimeter of 12. So there's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I've got a perimeter of 12. My long side is 4. My short side is 2. Okay, so now I go back here. Long side is 4. Short side is 2. Perimeter of 12. Go back here. All right, let's write on here if I can. So let's see the little marker thing. If I click on it, the long side was 4 and the short side was 2. It looks like I should be able to create some other ones with 12, but for now this will work. So that's how you do this one. You fill it all out, you save it, you maybe take some screenshots of your GeoBoard, and that's it for this part. Okay, for the next part of the math today, you're going to be working on page 290 in your math journal. And it says, use a formula to find the perimeter of each rectangle. Show your work in the space provided. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do problem 6. I'm going to do it on a page that has a little bit more space, but it's the same problem as you have. You'll be doing all the problems, and you can follow along with mine on this video and fill in for problem 6. So I've got it over here. Not there, not there, not there, not there, but there. Yeah. So let's see. For the rectangle, find the unknown measure. So the perimeter they give me and the width they don't, but the length they do. So let's see. So I need to find out these 2 lengths right here by adding them up. So if I take the perimeter and I 8 2/3 has to equal 2 2/3. Remember, you have to add up all the sides, plus 2 2/3 plus W plus another W because you've got two widths. So first thing I need to do is do 2 2/3 plus 2 2/3. So I know that 2 2/3 plus 2 2/3. Well, the 2/3 and the 2/3 is 4/3. So it's going to be 4 4/3. And so if I take 8 2/3 and I subtract 4 4/3, that's going to give me my two W's. So 4 4/3. Ooh. Let me erase that if I can. Go back to my pen. 4 4/3. Okay, can't subtract 4/3 from 2/3, so I have to borrow 7. And then since I borrowed 1, that's 3/3. 1 is the same as 3/3. So I'm going to add 3/3 to 2/3, which is going to be 5/3. So 5/3 minus 4/3, 1/3 is left. And 7 minus 4 is 3. So 3 1/3 has to equal W plus W. So how do I find out what just one W is? Because this is the same as W plus W. So I just need to find out what one of them is. I'm just looking for one side. I know that they're going to be equal. So if I do 3 1/3 and I do my little fraction circles and I split these, I can figure out. And you could use the eToolkit for this. But anyway, I'm going to pretend like this is 1/3 right here. And then these others are also split up into thirds, little peace signs. These are the worst fraction circles looking ever. But anyway, if I split them up, I know that one goes over here, another goes over here. So I know that I'm going to have at least one right there. And then look what I've got, 4 little thirds. Well, how do I split up 4 thirds into two groups? Maybe I use a different color if I feel like it here. And so I take 2 of those 4 thirds and bring them over here, and take the other 2 and bring them over here. And yes, I chose a horrible color, but that's what I do. Anyway, so I get 1 2/3 over here and 1 2/3 over here. So my W has to equal 1 2/3. Each W is 1 2/3. So 1 is my answer, 1 2/3. And if I add it up, 1 2/3 plus another 1 2/3 plus 2 2/3 plus 2 2/3, if I added all those up, I would get 8 2/3. All right, that's how you get for number 6. Thanks for staying with me this long. Good luck.